3.5 million. Let that number sink in for a second. 3.5 million. Now you're probably thinking, what the hell am I talking about? Well, in the past 4 days, the Switch 2 has apparently sold already 3.5 million units. So, to all the people out there saying the Switch 2 is like crappy and it sucks or whatever, obviously enough people are buying it, so obviously it doesn't suck as bad as people out there saying it. And like I said in my last video, I'm not gonna tell you guys how to spend your money. I am glad I bought the Switch 2. Did I mainly buy it for Mario Kart World? No. I bought it because I was under the assumption, just by what I was hearing from the grapevine and people talking, that some games might get a slight performance boost, which I already discussed. Yes, some games do. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity being the one I keep harping on and talking about because finally it's at a more playable frame rate, steady 30 FPS. It's not ideal for the kind of game it is, in my opinion, but it's at least serviceable. You don't get any huge frame dips when there's a lot of crap going on the screen. You don't have those frame dips. And if there's an uncapped frame rate game out there that should run at 60 FPS constant, one that I have is Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. That runs at a full 60 FPS, no frame droppage. The only thing that I think they should improve on with a lot of these backwards compatible games with the backwards compatible layer is the resolution boosting. I think they should give at least some games a 4K upscale or at least upscale to like full 1080p for games that they can do that. But that's insane numbers. I believe the article that was sourced in the video I just watched by Mad Little Pixel. I love his channel, by the way. I always like to plug people I get the ideas for my 2 cents on a topic about. And I haven't been keeping up with Systems House because, one, I didn't think it would sell 3.5 million units in 4 days. And two, honestly, I think like the first like 30 to 60, maybe even 90 days is like a good tell for how a system's doing. Now, I didn't like totally read the article or nothing like that. I will leave a link below in the description if I can find the exact article he was sourcing. Because as far as I know, it didn't mention numbers on like what units, if it was the bundle unit, if it was the standard unit, or basically if it was the $450 console or the $500 bundle with Mario Kart World. I would assume like 80% of those are probably the Mario Kart World bundle, to be honest. Probably lower than 80%, but I would assume most people aren't idiots like I am and bought the physical copy of Mario Kart World, like I said, because I'm a moron and that's what I wanted, but I'm a physical collector guy. You guys know that. But I would imagine most of the consoles sales came from either multiple consoles being bought for families or bundles or whatever. But that number is crazy. I did not think 4 days would amount to three and a half million copies or units of a system, especially one that was like so split and the pricing was kind of high for a lot of people, me included. I still think 450 is a little high for the standard bundle and 500 is a little high for the Mario Kart World bundle. But it is cheaper to buy the Mario Kart World bundle than it is to buy the standard console. and then buy the either physical cartridge or the digital like card thing you can buy at stores. So I'm not saying that I totally agree with the price. No, I still think it should have been reversed. I think that the bundle should have been $450, and the console should have been like $400 or something like that. Honestly, that's what I think. I don't know why this had to launch at $450 and $500, but it is what it is. Um, but yeah, like I don't know, man. Like it's just crazy that Nintendo pulls these kind of numbers with the console. That's like a marketable upgrade from the Switch One, but isn't really doing anything new or innovative with it besides like the mouse controls. They're not gonna be pushing it to do like ray tracing or anything like that, but very few select games will have 120 hertz 4K gameplay. I think Metroid Prime 4 is one of those with whatever mode it is. I think it's performance mode, if I remember right in the trailer. It said something about having like a performance in like quality mode or something. So very few games will hit 120 hertz or 120 frames a second, which means you will need a 120 hertz TV to fully utilize that. I don't have one of those, so like whatever, it doesn't matter to me. But the fact that Nintendo finally put a comparable system out and was able to milk the Switch One for 8 years before they basically had to release something. Because trust me, guys, I wholeheartedly believe that if Nintendo could have milked the Switch One for like another decade, they probably would have. Because as long as it keeps selling, they're gonna keep like pushing it and producing it and manufacturing it, all that good stuff. That's why the Switch One sold so well, and that's why Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the highest selling Switch game ever. And that brings me to Mario Kart World. Do I think that will eclipse Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and vice versa? Do I think the Switch 2 will eclipse the Switch 1 numbers? Because the Switch 1 numbers were like 500 million units or something like that. Something along those lines. I know it was like some crazy, insane number. No, I don't think so, and I will tell you why. The one thing that helped the Switch out was the pandemic. When the pandemic happened, there was a little game called Animal Crossing New Horizons. I believe it was New Horizons or whatever. I'm not familiar with Animal Crossing nomenclature. Whatever the Animal Crossing game is for the Switch, I'm pretty sure it's like New Horizons or whatever. When that came out, what were we all doing? Well, besides me, because I didn't buy it, I didn't play it. Animal Crossing isn't my kind of game. But what were like 95% of people doing? Well, everyone was staying home, but like those people that didn't own Switches or haven't bought a Switch or whatever, what were they doing? They were going online on Best Buy, Target, Walmart, wherever, ordering a Switch and buying either the Mario Kart bundle or buying Mario Kart with Animal Crossing. That's what I'm assuming. Because Animal Crossing did stupid numbers. I know it did. And then when, after the pandemic, that's when it started to really slow down. And they even said like numbers are dipping down for the Nintendo Switch. And the OLED didn't really even save it. Like, yes, the OLED is a nice upgrade if you like playing in handheld mode and like an OLED screen. But if you don't like an OLED screen or don't care about that and don't care about an Ethernet enable dock, which doesn't really assist the download speed of the Switch that much, but that's why I bought it, for the Ethernet dock. Yes, I know there was adapters, but I just like the convenience of the Ethernet being built into the dock. Was it stupid? Yes. Am I eventually going to get rid of it? Yes. When? I don't know. But it is basically a factory reset console right now. It's basically a brick just sitting here, over here, waiting to be rehomed, I guess. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this, guys, because it's like crazy. I didn't think this many Switches would sell in 4 days. It's almost been a week. At the time we filmed this video, it's been like actually 6 days since the Switch, but the article came out like 4 days after, so bear in mind that it's probably gone up a little bit since then. Maybe another like 20,000 or something like that. Nothing crazy, but no, I don't think it's gonna do like 100 million units or anything like that. Or like 200 million units or 500 million units like the Switch One. I think it was 500 million that the Switch One did. I don't think it's gonna do nothing crazy. It might do like 250 million at most, but surpassing 500 million is gonna be a tall order. Like Nintendo better have banger titles after like Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World, and for me, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. That's what I'm waiting for. That and Donkey Kong Bonanza, because for some reason that game looks super freaking cool to me. I don't know why. I'm not a big 3D like action person. Like I don't know if it's a platform or a 3D platform or what you would classify it as, but it looks pretty fun to me, and I just think it looks overall pretty smooth, and I can't wait to try it out in July when it comes out. And who knows, maybe some new third-party stuff will get announced. I'm honestly surprised. We haven't heard anything from like Bandai Namco with like Tekken 8 or Dragon Ball. I just said Dragon Ball Fighters, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, or that. I think no, is that a new game? Dragon Ball game coming out for Switch 2? That Squadron, whatever the freak that thing's called. I don't know, but there's one game that I would love to see get brought over to Switch 2, because I know it can do it, and that's RoboCop Rogue City. Because the DLC for that's coming out, and I think that's the perfect time to bring that over to the Switch 2. Would I double dip on it? Probably not, but mainly because I got my PS5 version autographed by RoboCop himself, Peter Weller. So kind of like pulling that off the shelf and just like being like, I can't believe I got to meet that dude. Super cool guy. Didn't get a picture with him though. Didn't have the money at the time for a picture. Just went up there, get an autograph. That was it. He was super nice though. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on the so far on the Switch 2 sales side of things. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. This has been Rolling with Kevin, and I am rolling out. Peace. And don't forget to click that bell button and click for the like and notifications, all that good stuff, because it really helps with the channel. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, click the bell button so you get notified when I upload videos, go live, or post on my community page. Shout out to my Patreon supporters: Sunny Silva, Catfish Cat, Lee Fernay, Team Dale, Elliot Scott, Preliab, Harry Fernandez, William Swift, AJ Gottawa, Oliver Friedrich, Len Ernhorn, Marcus Mahaley, Brianna, and the Pay Now Please, Nuclear Reactive Man, Rebecca H., Just Good Enough, Gorgon Kaluskovic, Justin M. Daggins, Daniel Childs, Patrick Oliver, and Harold Huckabee. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. If you want to support my channel, it's only $1 a month. That's all I ask. It really does help with the channel a lot. Thank you guys so much for supporting and watching. If you did enjoy this video, I'll see you guys in the next video.